I'm doing that. So I'd like to officially start this great meeting. I welcome our audience. Glad that you decided to join a day before Thanksgiving, took your time out for this exciting meeting. I'm looking forward to that, Jeff, to what has happened in these past 2 years on this new thing that the whole world talks about. But to be honest, I would, while I'm very interested what happened within these past 2 years, I would also like to have your opinion, maybe in a short sentence, what we should be expecting in the next 2 years. Where will we be 2 years from now? I wonder whether you have an opinion on that. But in
I
any,
have an opinion.
to a great meeting today. And Mike, would you like to take over, please, and talk about our organizations with you
Sure,
now?
thank you. Thanks, Eckhart. Allow me just to share my screen for a moment. I hope that everybody can now see the NMUG logo, big and bright. A few announcements today before we pass the meeting over to Jeff. As usual, and I remembered this time, a thread has been set up for today's meeting on the message board. So if you have any comments or questions after Jeff's meeting, if you'd like to post there, that would be great. Thank you very much. Our classes are now available for purchase for booking, I should say, on the NMUG website. And it occurred to me that I've been advertising these for the last couple of weeks without going into any details for members who maybe aren't familiar with our classes and what they actually mean and provide for our members. They're twice the length of ordinary meetings. They run in at 2.5 hours each. They're very, very in-depth and very, very thorough because of the extended timescale. Notes, usually huge notes, massive amounts of notes are available for each of the events. So there's a lot to carry away after the event. And it would be lovely to see you. They run through January, February, and the first 2 weeks of March. They cover everything Apple. And if you've never taken a look before, we suggest you jump onto the NMUG website and have a look at the classes page. They're fantastic. I've attended all of them for the last couple of years and have learnt so much. Just a reminder, we've got a special meeting on Saturday, December the 14th at 10 a.m. when Dan and I will be talking about our website and spending a bit of time specifically going into details about how to use the message board. It's been very lively these past 2 or 3 weeks, which is great. And thank you very much to everybody who's posting. But especially if you're not really familiar with the message board, you don't know how it works, you haven't tried it, do come along. I think it will probably be quite a short meeting, but there's much to learn. So we hope you'll join us on the 14th. Dan has also set up the availability of NMUG gift vouchers on the website now. So if you fancied gifting somebody an NMUG membership, you can do that from the website. Excuse me. Just sign in, make sure that your name's visible in the top right corner here, and you just go down to gift a membership and the website will look after you. Our AGM is Wednesday, December the 11th, and we hope you'll be along. Most members of the committee of the board will be talking about the past year and also expectations for 2025. So we hope you'll join us for that meeting, December the 11th, just a couple of weeks away. And before we pass the meeting over to Jeff, I would like to just stop my share and hand you over to Sheeta for a few words. All yours, Sheeta. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Everyone, thank you for joining us today. I hope you have a happy holiday coming up tomorrow and the weekend, and enjoy time with your family and friends. With that, I'm going to hand it over for a very interesting and lively meeting with Jeff Gamet. Jeff has been in the industry for quite some years now. He's a favorite of NMUG. We always welcome Jeff. He's always fun to have. And it's going to be an interesting topic today because AI is everywhere now in whatever different forms. And in some cases, it's been scary for a lot of people because they are worried about their livelihood. And with that, we're going to see how Jeff can examine this for us and give us some insights on AI as it was unleashed 2 years later. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to you, Jeff.
Uh, wow, that was an awesome introduction. So I guess no pressure there. Uh,
No, none whatsoever.
well, first, thank you for inviting me back. It's always a treat to get to hang out with all of you. And there are so few really vibrant mugs left. So that makes it even more of a treat to get to hang out with all of you because you are one of the big, strong, vibrant mugs. So I'm glad to be here with all of you. And yeah. All right. So we're supposed to talk about AI and where we are now and where we're going. I do have a lot of notes. Um, Sheeta, when we're done,
Yes.
would you like me to give you my notes?
If you want, yes.
I am happy to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Um, all right. So let's start with where we are right now, just in the general sense. So LLM, large language models, generative AI, that is still the big news topic. And excuse me, I'm sure this is no surprise to any of you because when you're watching or listening to the news, there's always AI related stories. We're hearing about ChatGPT and all these different services, and we're hearing all of these predictions from the CEOs of these companies, and some of those predictions are okay, and some of them are just straight up marketing spin. But all of it is keeping that hype way up there. So expect that to continue because companies are investing tons in into generative AI, and I do not see that changing for the next few years. Actually, a good example is what is today? Wednesday.
Hmm.
So a couple days ago, maybe right at the end of last week, I can't remember. The days blur together, especially when we get around the holidays. Zoom, they announced that they are now an AI first company. And this is a common thing to hear. We're pivoting, we're AI first. And so what does that mean? Well, practically speaking, it means nothing because when you say AI first, what are you offering to your customers? It's yeah, I've got nothing on that. But here's the thing. Zoom, when they said, "Hey, we're AI first," they went so far as to change the legal name of the company from Zoom Video Communications to Zoom Communications. Video isn't even part of their name anymore. And where I see companies like Zoom going when they say we're AI first, what they're trying to do is pivot so that they can compete better with the big name companies that are offering all-in-one packages. So that would be like Microsoft, for example. You go to a company that's using Microsoft products, and when it's time to do your video group chat things, you end up using Teams because you're already paying for it, and it's just part of that Microsoft bundle that your company is using. How does Zoom compete with that? It's like back in the old days when we had the browser wars. No one could compete with Microsoft on Windows for web browsers because Internet Explorer was bundled. So companies had to find other ways to compete. That's what companies like Zoom are doing right now. And the AI rush, the excitement about this is their hook. What they actually do is still Well, we have no idea because this announcement just came out. So what we're seeing companies do is take these generative AI models and try and leverage them in their own products to make them more appealing to a wider audience. And unfortunately, that means in many cases, we're not getting features that actually add real value. We're getting features that add flash or at least excitement. And I see that as a big problem moving forward for these business models, because at some point, people that are using the products that are becoming generative AI heavy are going to they're going to hit a wall where their users have decided that, well, they don't need to have more magic graphics that appear with wrong teeth and 8 fingers. They need something that actually helps them. And we're not seeing a lot of that come out of these tools today. Okay, so I'll get off of that soapbox for a minute, but don't worry, there are plenty more soapboxes for us to get on. So let's see, Amazon, they're a big name in AI, in the generative AI space now as well. They have Claude 3. And so, yes, even the place that wants to sell you everything in the world wants to sell you AI. So you cannot escape this. Okay, so Sam Altman, he is the founder and apparently the king of OpenAI. I think the last time we chatted about this, we had just had big drama where his board of directors had forced him out of the company, and he formed a coup of sorts and got himself back in, and got the people that had pushed him out bumped out of the company. So and if I'm remembering correctly, it had been like just a couple days after that happened that we were chatting last time. And if I've got the timing wrong, sorry about that. But to be fair, I often don't remember what I had for breakfast, so I think I'm doing pretty good with the parts that I did remember. All right, so here's what Sam Altman is saying now. He says that AGI, or artificial general intelligence, is coming in 2025. He's wrong. And boy, is he wrong. But let me take a step back. Actually, I'll take another step back, because I'm sitting here saying generative AI and LLM, and I didn't define those for people that may not know what I'm talking about. Okay, so we'll start there, and then we're going to talk about what AGI is, and then we're going to throw in a little bit of ASI as well, because if we're talking about the future, got to talk about ASI. Okay, so LLM means large language model, and a large language model is it's deemed as a form of AI, where you have a system that takes all this content that it's been trained on, and then can generate responses and other content for you based on the prompts you give it. So what we all know as tools like ChatGPT, and then that's part of the generative AI model or system. And the generative part comes from, you feed in a piece of information or a query, and then it gives you back something that it generated. Now, this extends also to graphics and even video. I believe the last